Hello everyone, welcome to my video. Today we will start the second part of the chapter 5, that is recording of transactions part 2. In the previous video we have seen what is journal, what are its meaning, the Performa of journal and how we record journal, the rules of debit and credit. Fine. So in this video we will understand the subdivision of the journal. Why there is a need of subdivision of the journal? See, for a small businessman, okay, the transactions will be limited. Fine? The transactions will be limited. Fine? So it is very easy to record all the transactions in one book. Okay, that is journal. Okay, fine. But what if this small businessman converted into large? Now he becomes a large businessman. Okay, now he becomes a large businessman and his business has expanded. Business has expanded. Fine. Now what will happen? The transactions will increase. Transactions will increase. Fine. Now all the transactions will not be possible to record in this journal. Okay, because it will become a more complex and cumbersome. To reduce this cumbersome and complexity, journal is divided into subparts. Okay, so journal has been divided into subparts. Here are the subparts: the cash book, purchase books, sales return, purchase return, and journal proper. Okay, so that it can become easy for all the business to record the transactions accordingly. Fine. Now we will understand what is cash book. Fine. Cash book. By the name only, you can imagine cash book records only cash transactions. Cash transactions. Fine. This is the overall sum up. Okay. Only record the cash transactions. In a chronological order. Okay, where all the receipts and the payments are made in cash by the business organizations. In short, we can say cash book focus only on the cash transactions. Again, I am repeating, cash books involves only cash transactions. Fine. It does not record, do not record credit purchase or credit sales. Okay, the credit term is not shown in the cash book. Fine. Now, cash is divided. Cash book is divided into two types. Number one, single column cash book. single column cash book, and the second is double column cash book. Right? Single column cash book means the cash book will contain only one column of amount. Only one column of amount. Okay, here it will contain two column of amount. Further we will study all about single and double column. Now you have to understand only single column focus on only one column of the amount, and the double column cash book focus on the two column of the amount. Okay, now we will understand what is single column cash book. Okay, single column cash book. Okay, single column cash book means the cash book which records all the transactions. Here all is the same, records cash transactions in the chronological order. Okay, as I have told you, only one column exists here. Fine. Now we will understand these all the three things by the drawing the Performa of the single column cash book. What is one column and what is two columns? Okay, we will understand this. See, this is the Performa of the single column cash book. Okay, what was I am saying that it records only the cash transactions in a chronological order. That's why the date is mentioned here, because by the date we will record by the chronological order. And the one column exists means only one column of amount will exist here. You can see that is only one column of amount. Okay, as it is the T form of account. The first will write date, particulars, PR, LF. Okay, this is VN, not PR, that is VN. Okay, so this is debit side as usual, this is credit side as usual. Fine, we record all the receipts. Okay, all the receipts on the debit side. Fine, and all the payments are recorded on the credit side. Fine. Now, if there is imbalance between these two sides, okay, the imbalance account will be written on the different side. Suppose I take an amount here 4,000, the amount is 2,000, and here the amount is 1,000. Okay, whatever the transactions be. See, now this is 6,000 and here it is 1,000. So there is a difference between these two sides. So cash book says we have to total or we have to balance at the end of every month. At the end of every month. Usually at the end of every month we used to total or we used to balance the cash book. Okay. So here what we see is On the debit side, it is 6,000. Fine. And on the credit side, it is 1,000. So the remaining balance, we will write here. We write here balance CD. What do you mean by CD? Carried down. Means the imbalance account we are carried down here. Okay, so what is the imbalance amount? 6,000 minus 1,000. That is 5,000. This 5,000 is the carried down amount of this particular cash book. Fine. At the last we will write here 6,000, and now we will total. See, now we are balancing both the sides. Okay. You have to note one thing. The receipt side will never be less than the payment, because we cannot make payments more than the receipts. What I have said, let me repeat it again. The receipt side, okay, this is receipt side will never less than the payment side. Okay, this is very important thing that you have to remember, because we cannot make payments more than the receipts. The simple logic behind this is that we cannot make payment more than the receipts. That's why always the balance will be carried down on the credit side only. Fine. Now what happened to this balance CD? This balance CD now this balance CD is brought forward to the next month. Okay, it will again brought forward to the next month. See, this is the month September. Now this is the month October. It will be brought down to the next month. So here it will write here balance BD. Okay, this amount is brought down. How much amount? 5,000. Fine. Are you getting me? See, let me explain you once again. What I told? See, this is the month of September cash book. Okay, now this balance carried down amount will be brought forward to the next month. So let the next month be here October. Okay. On the October, this amount will be brought down here in the debit balance. Balance BD. And the amount is 5,000. Fine. This is total amount. Don't confuse this. Okay, fine. Clear? Now we'll move next to the summary of single column cash book. Single column cash book, as I have told you, it records only cash transactions. Fine. On the left hand side, it will record cash receipts, that is debit side. Right hand side, it will record cash payments, that is credit side. Only one money column on the both sides will record it, that is as amount. I have shown you. See, this is the amount which is shown here. Fine. Lastly, total and balance, like T account. We have studied T account where we used to balance at last. So here also the cash book we used to total. See, we have done total and we have balanced on both the sides. Fine. Now, and after balancing, the imbalance amount will return as balance carried down and it will be carried forward to the next month as a balance brought down by that amount. Fine. Now, last to note here is we cannot record the transactions which are the nature of these types. Okay, say no, we cannot record. See, no to purchase return transactions. Check receipt will not be recorded in Cashbook. Purchase discount will not be recorded in Cashbook. Sales discount will also be not recorded in the Cashbook. And one more thing, credit purchase or credit sales will also be not recorded in the cash book, or you can say single column cash book. Fine. Hope it is very clear what is single column cash book. Now we will understand this in the help of example. Fine. See, this is the example of single column cash book. Monish Limited uses single column cash book for transactions. September 1, cash in hand. See, this cash in hand is what? Balance brought down of the previous year, because on the previous year some balances were left and now this balance is with us. That's why it is written as cash in hand on September 1. Fine. So now how these transactions will be recorded? Cash in hand 4,000. See, September 1, balance BD 4,000. Clear? September 5, paid salaries to employees 3,000. We are paying salaries to employees, means cash is going out. So cash is going out. Remember the rule, if asset will decrease, we will show on the credit side. So cash is going out. It will be recorded on the credit side. Fine. See, sales. September 5, sales 3,000. Fine. Now September 8, cash received from S&K company 2,000. See, all the transactions are recorded in chronological, so we will record in the cash book also in chronological order, date wise. Okay. So on September 8, cash received from S&K company 2,000. So how we'll record this? We are receiving cash, so it will recorded on debit side. September 8, S&K company 2,000. Fine. Then next, merchandise sold for cash 470 rupees. Okay. So we are selling, we are receiving the money on September 10, sales 470. Right. On September 15, stationery purchase on credit. See, what I have told you, if there is any purchase related to credit, we will not record those transactions, because single column cash book says only those transactions will be recorded which are in cash in nature. Fine. So this will not be recorded in the cash book. Now, see what we are saying. The debit side is more. Can we see this? The debit side is more and the credit side is less, because I have told you that debit side cannot be less than the credit side, because we cannot make payment more than the receipt. Fine. Now, see, whatever the imbalances will come, we will just balance out, and we will balance at the end of every month. Okay, I have told you the cash book is always prepared on the month wise, monthly. Okay, monthly. So what we'll write here? 30 September. At the end of the month, we will the balance will brought down. Okay, carry forward. So what will be the carry forward? The imbalance. The receipt side is 4,000 plus 2,000 plus 470. What is the total? 6,470. In the credit side, we see only 3,000. So this will be deducted from 6,470. What the amount will come? 3,470. So this amount will be carried down. Okay, 3,470. Fine. Now this same amount will be brought down in the month of October as balance brought down. How much? 3,470. Fine. Hope it is very clear. Okay. Now we'll move to the next subtopic, that is double column cash book. Okay, now we will understand what is double column cash book. The only difference between the single column and double column is the amount ratio. Okay, here two column of amount will be shown. Okay, we will understand this point with the help of the Performa. Okay, and the same, the nature of all the nature will be same as it is single column. Only the difference is two column. Okay, the two column of amount will be shown here. Now we'll understand the Performa of double column. See, this is the Performa of double column. So what is the difference? The difference here is the amount. See, the amount contains here two columns. One is cash and the other is bank. Can we say this? See, cash and bank. Hope now it is very clear what is double column and what is single column. Fine. In the single column we see only one column of amount. Let me show you again. See, only the one column is here, amount, है ना? और हम क्या देख रहे हैं? सेकंड डबल कॉलम में हमारे पास दो कॉलम है, ठीक है? One is cash column and the other is bank column. Fine. This is the Performa of the double column cash book. Okay, the first is date, particulars. This is voucher number. Voucher means supporting document. Okay, the transactions which we record, it must be supported. The proof of the record is known as voucher. In the simple way, we can say this. This is ledger folio. Okay, when we record in the ledger, there we write the page number, and that page number is recorded in ledger, so that it will be very helpful to see at what page number this transaction is recorded. Right? So this is the cash and the bank. Now we will understand the most important points, or you can say rules, about double column cash book. Okay. Now we'll move to the sorry, wait a second. So now see, this is the points to remember. Okay, all the cash receipts are recorded in the cash column of the debit side. This point is very clear. Means double column ho या single column ho, the tag is here cash book. Okay, so I have told you the cash book nature is to record only the cash transactions. वही transactions हम लोग record कर सकते हैं जो कि cash nature में हो, ठीक है? So the second point is, if cash receipts from debtor Okay, if we are receiving cash from debtor and is deposited into the bank on the same date, ठीक है, जैसे कि मान लो हमें डेटर से आज पैसे मिले, ठीक है, 20 सितंबर 2014, आज के दिन हमें 20 सितंबर के दिन हमें डेटर से पैसे मिले, ठीक है, मान लीजिए 20,000 पैसे हमें मिले। ये 20,000 जैसे ही हमें 20,000 मिले, मैं क्या करती हूँ, जाके तुरंत बैंक में डिपॉजिट कर डालती हूँ, ठीक है, डिपॉजिट कर दी, ठीक है। अब क्या होगी, क्या कहती है ये रूल कि अगर इफ वी द कैश रिसीव फ्रॉम द डेटर and is deposited on the same date, okay, 20 September, on the same date, the cash will be converted into bank, and this will affect only the bank column of the debit side. Fine. तब हम क्या करेंगे कि कैश कॉलम में ना रिकॉर्ड करके बैंक कॉलम में रिकॉर्ड करेंगे, क्योंकि हमें पैसे मिले हैं इसलिए ये डेबिट साइड में रिकॉर्ड होगी। फाइन, क्लियर? फिर से मैं एक बार बता दूं। ओके, देखिए, see, let us understand. See, today is 24th May. Fine. This is 24th May. Okay. And on 24th May, we receive money from debtor. Fine. Suppose 20,000. And this amount is deposited into the bank. जाके मैं बैंक में डिपॉजिट कर डाला। किस दिन? उसी दिन 24th में। तब की रूल क्या कहती है कि इफ द कैश रिसीव फ्रॉम द डेटर एंड इज डिपॉजिटेड इनटू द बैंक ऑन द सेम डेट, then the bank column of the debit side will be affected, okay, not the cash column, क्योंकि यहाँ पे कैश हमारी बैंक में कन्वर्ट हो गई, दैट्स व्हाई वी आर नॉट रिकॉर्डिंग द कैश कॉलम। फाइन। Now see, when the check received, now we are receiving the check and deposited into the bank, okay, on the same date. When we are receiving the check and again we are going to the bank and depositing there on the same date, then the amount will posted on the bank column of the debit side, because where we are receiving check and check denotes what? Bank. Okay, we cannot record in the cash column. Fine. So it will be recorded on the bank column of the debit side, because as we are getting money or we are receiving money, so it will be recorded on the debit side. Fine. The next point, when the check received and not deposited into the bank on the same date. See, on the same date. Now what we do, today we have received the cash. Okay, suppose 24th May. Today we received check. Today we received check, and on 25th May we are going to deposit into bank. Okay, what will happen? It will not affect the bank column because this bank has been converted into cash, so it will affect the cash column of the debit side. Fine. Next, now we will understand what is contra entry. Okay, the very important part of this double column cash book. Okay, see, we will understand with the help of example. when the check received on the date and subsequent to its receipt, okay, and deposited into the bank. See, this is 24th May, okay, we are receiving check on this day, okay, we had the bill was drawn that we will receive the amount on 24th May, okay, this is the bill. But what happened, we does not receive the amount on 24th May due to some reasons, okay. So the data says that I will give you money on 27th May, okay. He told me that he is going to give money on 27th May. So what happened, we are not receiving the check on the subsequent date, okay. So now I am receiving this money and now I am going to the bank to deposit the amount, okay. Here the case of contra entry starts, okay. Contra entry starts. Means, see, the two cases here is what? One is we are receiving a check, okay, and this amount, as we are not depositing on the same date, so the cash is also occurred simultaneously, okay. So this is the situation where the contra entry arises, means the bank and cash column will affect simultaneously. On the same time, the cash and the bank column will affect, okay. So here is the one case when the check received on the date subsequent to its receipt and deposited into the bank. So what happened? The contra entry arises, and contra entry arises, then what we'll see on the debit side, the bank column will affect, and on the credit side, the cash column will affect. Fine. Now we'll understand how the term contra entry came. See, contra entry is the Latin word means opposite, okay. Contra entry is a Latin word which means opposite. Now what it involves? It involves cash account and bank account, okay. It affects both the cash and bank account in double column cash book. Fine. And it is denoted by the letter, it is denoted by the letter C, okay. Fine. Now where this entry will affect, see some of the cases I am showing you here. The cash deposited into the bank, this is a contra entry, okay. Why? Because both bank and cash column is affected. Cash is deposited into bank, means we are withdrawing cash, so cash is decreasing. So what is the role of the asset? If any asset decreases, we record on the credit side, so cash will be recorded on the credit side. And as now this is the bank, so bank is also an asset, it is increasing, so as the asset increases, we will record in on the debit side. Fine. Now the next is amount withdrawn from the bank. See, amount we are withdrawing from the bank. So what is happening? The cash, the bank balance is decreasing. So it will record it on the credit side. And as the cash balance is increasing, it will record on the debit side. Right? Now the most important thing is here. Okay, you have to remember the contra entry is only when cash withdrawn for business. Okay, any personal withdrawings will not be taken into account for the contra entry. Okay, no personal drawings will be taken into account. Fine. This was all about the contra entry. Hope you have liked this video. Thank you for watching this video. Keep watching, keep liking, and have a nice day.